Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about scripting and journaling and how you can use these techniques to help you manifest. I'm going to hop into the video, but before I do, make sure you hit the like button and let's get started. The most popular scripting techniques usually involve invoking feelings of gratitude before you start. So a lot of journaling prompts or scripting prompts will have you start with "I am so grateful," and then you fill in the blank of the thing that you are trying to manifest, but you do it in either present tense or past tense. And this is very common, popular, because it invokes feelings of gratitude and joy, and it really gets you to a place where it's as if it's already happened and you're able to align with the feelings and vibrations of getting what you actually want. And when it comes to scripting, something that is emphasized a lot is how intensely you're able to tap into these feelings and these emotions, and that really correlates with how fast you're able to manifest the things that you're thinking of. So my favorite thing to do when it comes to journaling is to start with a gratitude practice. So I always like to write 3 to 10 things that I'm grateful for, things that I already have in my current everyday life. And it sounds so simple, but whenever I sit down and do this, it really truly does bring me so much joy and happiness and so much gratitude when I think about all of the little things that I appreciate. And it's always the smallest things, like coffee or my dog who's being a little weirdo in the background. When you take time to think about the things that you're grateful for, it can greatly raise your vibration. But the other thing that it's going to happen is you're going to realize how much joy the little things actually bring you, and it's going to help you stay present and appreciate the little things in your daily life, which will help boost your vibrations throughout the day and not just in the morning or when you're doing your manifestation rituals. And once you have aligned yourself with feelings of positivity and gratitude, then that's the perfect time for you to start scripting about the things that you want to bring into your life. And it's so important to be in the right feelings and the right mindset when you do your scripting, because when you are not in the right feelings and mindset, it can take you to a place of lack or of negativity, maybe jealousy, when you think about the things that you are trying to bring into your life, because it can make you feel like you don't already have these things in your current life. And that's why it's so important to start with the things that you do love about your life, with the things that you are grateful for in your daily life. And some small tips I learned that I'm really grateful for when it comes to scripting is to use descriptive and beautiful language. You don't necessarily want to use like common words. You want to try to be as descriptive and as detailed as possible. And when you use language that's a little bit more beautiful, it invokes more emotions and it invokes more joy. So if you can, take the time to really do this slowly, because it also really helps you stay in these feelings and emotions and kind of hold on to these vibrations for as long as you can. The longer you can stay in this state and the longer you can visualize and truly live in those moments, the faster you'll be able to manifest these things. The next thing I want to talk about is journaling, which is generally not as fun as scripting, but if you can, try to do this before you do your scripting, because even though it's not as much fun, it's more to do with shadow work. It's not as fun. I have to admit, I personally don't really like doing it myself, but every time that I do sit down and do it, I feel a lot better afterwards, and I feel like I'm able to unlock like new depths about myself, and I'm able to really discover the things that's holding me back. And it can be so much more effective when you're able to do this, when you're able to release your blockages before you do your scripting. So a prompt that I like to do is I'll sit down and I'll kind of think about what's a recurring theme that I see, what's a recurring pattern that I see in my life over and over again. And typically it's a negative one, or it's one that I feel like is holding me back in some way. And typically the reason I don't like doing this is typically when I think about these things or when these thoughts come up, I personally like to run away from them and I don't want to deal with them. It's usually not positive patterns that you keep seeing over and over again. And the reason for that is because there's a lesson there. There's something you need to realize about yourself. This negative pattern probably resulted from some kind of trauma or some kind of negative childhood experience. And the reason it keeps showing up is because you keep running away and you won't deal with it. You refuse to process it, to let yourself feel it, and because of that, you're just gonna keep seeing it in your life. You're gonna keep seeing these negative patterns repeat until you actually face it and deal with it, then you'll be able to release and let go of it. So think of a pattern, a negative repeating pattern that you see often in your life. You're gonna write that down. And then you're gonna think back to like the earliest memories that you have of feeling those negative emotions, of feeling this way, or maybe the earliest experience that you have of this pattern, and really think about what brought that on and what feelings and emotions came up because of that, because that is usually what is causing it to happen over and over again. Maybe you had a negative experience that made you feel like you weren't worthy of something, or maybe you felt like you weren't good enough for something, and then you just kept repeatedly feeling that over and over again. And this goes so deep because I was talking to my friend the other day, and she's like, yeah, I finally got this job that I've been wanting forever and I'm so happy. But then she said, I kind of also feel like I have imposter syndrome about it, because that's how deep feelings of being unworthy or feelings of being undeserving will go, to the point where something that you've worked years for, something that you finally got, now that you finally have it, instead of feeling like happy or super joyous, you almost feel like you don't belong. You almost feel like you don't deserve it still, even though you have it. And this often ties in with money. People who feel like they don't deserve money, or they're not worthy of having a large amount of money or a lot of wealth, once they do get a better job, or once they do start making more money, they start to feel like weird feelings around it. They might start to feel like guilty, or maybe even like weirdly ashamed of it. And that kind of emotional baggage can be dangerous because it can make you feel like you don't deserve more, so it'll keep you stagnant, or it might lead to self-sabotaging actions that will lead you back to where you started. So it's really important to deal with these, and I find that journaling and doing the shadow work is the best way to do that. When you're writing, a lot of the times things come up that you weren't like fully aware of, and the more you write and when you see the words on paper, sometimes it causes things to come up. It like stirs up things in you that you were maybe trying to repress, or maybe things that you weren't yet ready to deal with, or things that you don't often think about for long enough, or you don't dig deep enough to even explore. And this is why I love journaling and scripting. I just feel that they're very effective and powerful ways to explore your feelings and to get you to a place where you're ready to receive your manifestation, because it really is mind over matter for most things. And when you're able to conquer your mind, that is truly the first step in getting what you want. Okay, that's it for today's little video. I hope that you found value in this. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone who might also find it to be impactful. And I will see you next time. Bye!